Beyond the Map, for those that don't yet know, is a survival game in early access that is being advertised as Diablo meets Valheim. And boy, do they mean that. Consider this a before you buy vid. But firstly, this isn't an attack on the devs at all, just more simply me trying to help in the best way that I can think of from my position. Now, being that this has some Valheim mechanics, such as you cannot go to sleep without a heating source, this unfortunately means that this beach base that I built is sort of pointless because you cannot build a fire pit on wooden floors. Now, I do understand this, it makes sense. However, it very much limits the scope of the buildings that can actually be done until they add an alternate heating source in the game, which actually could be fixed right now. Allow the torches to be a heat source, a temporary fix until you figure out some other heating source you want to add. And sticking with the Valheim approach, this game encourages you to venture out into the deep waters via a raft and explore nearby islands. Now, if you wish to place a respawn point on an island, instead of just risking dying and having to build a whole new raft just to get to your stuff, if you have that option enabled, you have to build a bed, which requires a heating source and a roof and a workbench. This annoyed the hell out of me in Valheim. My humble advice, take a page out of Grounded's book and allow us to build something like lean-tos. Just something simple and quick so we don't have to create mini huts everywhere we go. Now, as to playing the game itself, something I have actually brought up on the Steam discussion page, but heard nothing about, which also led me to making this vid instead, by the way. This game seems to have a loading issue that makes moving about the map a bit annoying. Every now and then at best, to every 10 feet at worst, invisible walls appear, blocking you from moving forward so the game can load. And speaking of loading issues, that beach base I mentioned before, every now and then whenever the game decides it needs to load something, yeah,